Hi, I'm Bruce Cyphers, the Executive Director for the Catholic Youth Organization for the Archdiocese of Indianapolis. And as we're getting ready to embark on a new sports season, we'd like to touch base on a couple of points of emphasis, if you will, for our coaches and parents alike. We'd like to start with a quick reading here of our CYO mission statement. It goes, the Catholic Youth Organization, a ministry of the Archdiocese of Indianapolis, exists to deepen relationships with Jesus Christ and one another, to celebrate the God-given gifts of each individual, and to enhance the faith formation and personal development of youth by providing athletic, camping, and enrichment opportunities. If we were to kind of summarize, I guess, that mission statement in one sentence, I would say simply our primary task is to help the young people we serve get to heaven. Really, in a nutshell, that's what we want our CYO organization to do. And accordingly, then, really everything we do should be a reflection of this effort. Recent information shows some alarming stats on sportsmanship. The average age, for example, of IHSAA, Indiana High School Athletic Association officials is 51 years old. That tells us that officials are kind of aging out. They're getting older, and we're having trouble filling in with younger officials to learn the trade, and that's certainly of a major concern for us. A second concern is statistics show us that a coach and spectator ejections from games is up about 70% here in recent years. Quite frankly, I believe that's unacceptable, and at CYO we want to be proactive in our goal to improve sportsmanship in youth sports, especially as it relates to CYO. Because of that, we've created our code of conduct agreements that every coach, participant, and parent has been required to sign. In those codes, I think the expectations of sportsmanship are pretty well laid out. It's pretty clear cut. There's an old saying, I think, that ties in pretty well with how spectators and coaches interact with officials, and that saying is one's perception is their reality. And it's something that we talk about here in the office a little bit, I guess, is depending on where we're sitting through the course of a game. If we're sitting in the northeast corner of the bleachers up at the top, we're going to see things from a different angle and a very different perspective than somebody sitting in the southwest corner down at floor level or field level. Likewise, those two people are going to have a line of vision and a different perspective than coaches standing on the sidelines or an official, especially out on the field or on the court, right next to the play. So depending on where you're sitting, and again, your line of vision, your perspective of any given play is going to be very different depending on where you are. And so that perception becomes our reality of that play. Now, obviously, officials have to call it as they see it, as the old saying goes. And so, their perception, they have to call the game accordingly. Along those lines, really, all of us have a job to do at a game. The players, their job is to play to the best of their ability, certainly. Coaches, their job is to coach to the very best of their ability. And as parents, our job would be to love our kids and cheer them on, support them to the very best of our ability. For the officials, for the referees, their job is to officiate the game as best they can, as fairly as they can, and those are kind of our jobs. Really where problems arise is when those kind of interact and we begin to try, I think, to tell someone from another group really how to do their job, in this case especially officials. The code then deals with this issue, and again, our perspective, our perception is our reality. When parents cross that line and it becomes an unhealthy thing, we've put kind of a warning system in place, and again, all this is spelled out very clearly in our code. When a parent or a person up in the stands crosses that line, our officials have been instructed to pause the game, go over to the coach on that side, the side where the person is in violation of the code, and inform the coach, hey coach, person up there in the red jacket, this is the first warning. They're crossing the line. This is a warning, and it's a warning that is applied to the bench, to the team. And from that point then, the game will start. The Coach's job is to get either the athletic director or the gym manager, field manager, whatever, indoor, outdoor, whatever it is, and tell them, hey, the warning has been extended to this person, so that they're aware. If that person continues then, if they continue to violate the code, then the official would call an unsportsmanlike call or a technical, again, whatever sport it might be, on that spectator. That spectator then would be ejected from the game. The game would pause until that spectator is out of the facility, and whatever the appropriate penalty is, whether it's free throws, whether it's penalty yards assessed, whatever it might be, what would take place against that team. Likewise, and this is maybe the most important thing, that fan would then also be suspended from the next game. They would not be able to be in attendance at the next game. Now, as far as coaches are concerned, kind of a similar thing. And again, we've encouraged our officials to try to extend a warning whenever possible. That's not mandated. If a violation of the code is so egregious that a warning is not suitable, whether it's foul language or a coach were to throw a chair across the gym floor or something, obviously a warning wouldn't be appropriate. That would go directly to a technical. But hopefully, an official is going to be able to first give a warning to a coach. Coach, hey, we're kind of crossing the line there. This is your first warning. From that first warning, then we would go if the coach were to continue with misconduct to a first technical or unsportsmanlike call. With a second unsportsmanlike or technical penalty against a coach, that's kind of strike three. Then again, that coach would be ejected from the game and would be suspended from the following game as well, just like the spectator up in the stands. So just wanted to go through these rules. Again, all of this is spelled out pretty clearly, I think, in our code of conduct, but wanted to address it specifically so there's no questions. I would challenge us, I guess, that let's dare to be different. CYO, again, we are a Catholic youth organization. Our quest is to help the kids we serve get to heaven, and so we need all of us, really all involved, behave in a way similar to that, to reflect that. Let's make it our goal this year to be different than, again, sports leagues all across the country, and a primary goal not to have any ejections from any games. That should be our goal. I want to thank you personally for allowing your son or daughter to play CYO sports. We wish you the very best of luck this season, and we hope that your experience with CYO is outstanding. God bless you.